Hi everybody out there, Mark Mannering here from Class Training with another 3-Minute Thursdays. 3 tips in 3 minutes more or less. It's a bit chilly outside, so I've got my jacket on and so on. We're going to look at 3 big tips, actually 3 big uses for Excel's lookup formulas. Let's get right into it. Number 1 is where you look up a particular code for something and it reports back the corresponding name, price maybe from a database. Number 2 use for lookup formulas is how you can combine 2 or more sheets of data that are related to each other into one particular sheet. And the third and big one is where you can check to see if data is in a particular file. So if you've got names, addresses, whatever it might be, you can check to see if any of those names or addresses are in your main database file, and it can say yes or no. So let's get into those 3. Now what I've got here is just a simple database or table list of cars and so on, and I'm going to put down here, I'm going to enter a new car that we're selling, and it's just called the Ford. Notice when I type in Ford and press enter, I've got it so that the data comes down and it automatically looks up the code and the price for that particular car. I then type in how many we sold, whatever it might be. So the formula's already there. It's looking up, in this case, it's looking up there where it says look up the particular car on the left-hand side, A24, from a name list called car info. If I jump to that name list, this is the data store or the database that it's checking, and there it is there, all of the particular names that you want to refer to. So obviously with a lookup formula, as you might know, you need to have sort of a data store where all the answers are, the reference table, whatever you want to call it, that Excel looks up from. So that's number 1 tip. Number 2 tip, as I said, allows you to combine 2 different sheets or more different sheets of data into the one. So for example, here I've got a sales tab with different dates and cities and the products we've sold and so on. And you can see there the different cities where we've made those sales. I've got a costs tab as well for those same cities, and the cities are in a different order. What I need to do is to combine the 2 into the one. So for example, I want to bring those travel costs for any particular city back into the sales tab and have it on the or in the last column there. So there you go, I've just put that last column in there, and if I didn't know any better, if I didn't use any lookup formulas, I'd have to manually do it. So for example, Brisbane here, with their particular or its particular sales, I need to go back to the costs table. Where's Brisbane? There's the first one. Okay, good, $813. And we come back to here. It doesn't matter about the dates. We're not worried about the particular dates not lining up. I'd have to manually type in what the formula or what the cost would be in this case. Okay, so there it is there in the blink of an eye. I'll put the formula in there, which says V lookup from or of B4, which is the Brisbane example in the first row there, from the data store called cities. We've given that a name range to make it easier to refer to. And we want the second column reported back, and false there means make it an exact reference or an exact match to the particular city and its cost. $813 in the same way. So if I just double click here on the fill handle, double click, it goes all the way down and you can see all the costs there. Again, we're not worried about the dates not lining up. As long as the city's there for the whole year report, we've got the sales and the costs from there now. And the third and final use for lookup formulas is to check whether data that you've got in one particular sheet or one area of your spreadsheet exists in another default area or another default database list. So for example, I've got visitors in the office today, and there's this person and that person and so on. And we've just logged those as they've walked in. And on another sheet, to make it easier, I've got our existing clients. Now I want to check, did any of these or are any of these particular names in or anywhere in this list here, which has to be in alphabetical order. And all I want to show is yes or no. They are in the existing list of clients, or no, they're not. And there we go. There are the first 2 examples I've already put in. If I click on the first one here, it says again, it's combining a lookup formula with an if formula. So it's basically saying, let's try and look up that name on the left there. And if it's in the existing client list down here, which it is in this case, there's that name there, then show the word yes. Otherwise, show the word no. So again, we're combining the lookup formula with the if formula. The next one, Sammy Greenwood, no, they're not in the list. So if I go back to just a double check, and it's in alphabetical order, and that name is not in there. So again, it's indicating no. And as you can see, I'm using so-called conditional formatting to colour the yeses and colour the nos. So again, it stands out a little bit better. If I go to the second result here and again go to its fill handle, double click, that'll automatically copy to the bottom of the data. Just to check that, and it won't go any further. It saves you time dragging down normally. Okay, so there you go. There are the three big uses for the lookup formulas, as well as being combined with the if formulas. And we do all this with our Excel Advanced session. So have a look on the for the link there, this way or that way, I forget. And hopefully we'll see you on one of those sessions pretty soon. Mark Mannering signing off until next time. See you again. Bye.